Hello friends, greetings and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am the GM Philosopher, and today I'm talking about how I source and use music for my D&D game sessions. I love to use music when I play D&D. I think that having some ambiance going on the side is super important, and having the right kind of music can really help to set the mood. I like to have it going kind of quietly in the background. It doesn't have to be a massive, pounding audio, but I do like to use it. I play music on my little Bluetooth JBL speaker, usually connected to my phone, though sometimes I control it with my computer. It just depends how I'm running the session, but I'm going to share with you how I do it. Number one, I know that there are a lot of services out there where you can get music specifically for D&D. I've never tried any of those things personally. I just use Spotify. I use Spotify. I create playlists on Spotify. I gather my music ahead of time and assemble playlists specifically for campaigns when I'm getting ready to launch a campaign. And I try to keep a consistent catalog of music for that campaign to kind of be the theme of that campaign. And then I save those playlists over time. And that's kind of a fun, nostalgic thing for me. So for example, in my current campaign that I'm running, I'm using music from movies like cinematic soundtrack music from movies like Alita, Battle Angel, and the Zack Snyder's Justice League soundtrack. These are both Junkie XL soundtracks, and I really, really like them. Other music comes from places that are kind of random. For example, I've got some songs in there from the Wish soundtrack, like the Disney movie Wish. I've got some solo violin music that I really like. I've got some stuff from the Assassin's Creed soundtracks. I've also got quite a few pieces of music from the Oppenheimer soundtrack, from the Looper soundtrack, different things like that. So I've got a lot of different music that I'm using that I really like and I'm using consistently in this campaign. And of course, once I'm done with this campaign, I'll just catalog that and I'll move on and source new music. And I listen to this music too when I'm writing stuff for the campaign. It really gives me inspiration. Now, when I gather the music, I don't just throw it in a playlist because it's difficult to arrange that way. What I do is I actually create a folder of music and then I create playlists for each mood that I want to use music for. So for example, I have a playlist for build up anticipation before battle. I have a suspenseful, remarkable playlist. I have a beautiful / interesting playlist. I have a dark exploration playlist. I have a sad, heroic theme playlist, a battle music playlist, a mystery playlist. I have a dockside combat, which is a little different than epic combat. It's kind of like a docks, like a tavern brawl type collection of music. I've got a touching playlist. I've got a playlist for romantic scenes, for touching, loving type scenes. I've got one for that I call success, victory, emotional, sad, which just kind of encapsulates all of those feelings into one. I like to categorize music based on this so that whatever mood I'm looking for to set with the music, I can quickly find it and then just hit play in the playlist. And then sometimes I'll choose one song and I'll just repeat it over and over if I want that specific song, or sometimes I'll just let it play through and repeat the whole playlist. I might have 2 songs in playlist, might have 6 songs. It just depends on what I've got in there. So I'll just run it accordingly. And keep in mind, I don't play this music super loud. I think that it needs to be just loud enough that it provides some ambiance, but it should definitely take a back seat to, for example, the role play and the descriptions and so on. I also like to keep a playlist of some of my favorite, most iconic music from past campaigns to use in special moments. Some examples of this include music from the Interstellar soundtrack, which, to be honest, the Cornfield Chase is just one of the best pieces of music I've ever heard. And I love to play this during very, very, very special moments in my campaigns or sessions, especially anything that has to do with time travel or anything that has to do with remarkable encounters with supernatural beings or the divine or anything like that. There's a song called A Close Friend from the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them soundtrack, and created by James Newton Howard, and that is such an amazing piece of music for kind of a sad, touching moment. And so I like to music like that. I just keep, and when I find something that's just so perfect, I put it in that file, and I might use it over and over again in different campaigns just because it's so amazing. And I'll pull it out when I really need to capture a theme or a feeling. But yeah, that's how I use music in my D&D games. I hope that this has been helpful for you. I would like to hear how you use music. What kind of platforms do you use? Are you using any paid services? Do you use YouTube? How do you operate the music during your session? Do you have a preference for music versus no music? I'd love to hear it. Let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for coming by and watching. Give me a thumbs up and a subscribe if you would. Helps me out in the algorithms and shows me that you appreciate the content and helps me to make more content. Every single day I'm here talking about the best game in the world, D&D, and how I like to play it and how to make it better, giving inspiration to all you awesome GMs out there. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.